Hello and welcome to another week on Fat Happens. It's been quite a busy week this week, not least because I have absolutely made a resolution to have an hour of power every morning. So before I do anything else at all, I'm in the gym or I'm running for about an hour, and I've been told that that's the way forward, and if I can keep it going for 6 months then it'll be the way I live for the rest of my life, and I think maybe that is the only way forward. I get so many emails and letters from you saying how you're doing at the moment. Well, the short answer is that I've done quite well. I've lost quite a lot of weight, but I've still got further to go, and now it comes down to sheer discipline, learning new habits, getting sort of exercise into my daily routine, so that I walk at least 10,000 steps a day, or at least I go to the gym and do an hour of really good working out, something that builds exercise into the day, because I think that really is the only way forward. And so I think the next couple of stones that I'd still like to lose are going to be through sheer hard work, like everybody else. But I mean, I know I've got a lot of opinions from all sorts of people who say that gastric surgery is a bit of a cheat, it's an easy way out, it's a magic pill or potion, and of course it is none of those things. It is simply a tool for some people who just can't beat it any other way. It's just an extra tool for them. But it takes learning how to use it, and it doesn't make it easy. A lot of people actually can put on weight and sabotage themselves completely, even if they've got a gastric band or bypass, which isn't quite so easy. But it is not an easy way forward, and I'm learning the long hard road now, but it really is worth it. If you are at all wondering about gastric surgery, then you ought to speak to one lady, or at least you ought to hear what she has to say. You will have seen her probably on an ITV documentary called Supersized Surgery. She's called Francine, and she lost stones and stones and stones in weight. And you'll probably benefit a lot from hearing her story. Now she is beginning to help others. She's part of the Harley Nutrition Clinic, and she says she's an ecstasy aunt rather than an agony aunt, but she's just trying to help people with listening to their problems, helping them with ways forward, and of course the wealth of her experience. So I thought you'd like to hear what she has to say. Of course, I had to ask her first of all, how much weight did you lose? How big were you to start with?
I was 23.5 stone.
Why? Do you know why?
I thought it's just because I'm Jewish and I like to eat, and I eat lots of bagels. But no, it was, instead of, like we said with your site, that happens, shit happened. And it happened to me, and whether my husband looked at other women, or whether I couldn't lose the weight after having my babies, or my parents dying. I'm also a medium, that's my job, and when clients come to me, when they lose their children, lose their lives, lose their way in life, I felt that it was my role to eat for all their stuff. So I just ate my way through life. I ate my way through the happy bits and all the sad bits.
Did you ever think that it was a mental and emotional thing, or did you just think it was because you were just eating too much food?
I just, until really the band started working for me, I just thought I was just a big fat pig. And I cleared the children's plates, and I loved catering, I liked cooking, and I was known really as people came round and I was always stuffing them. I'm a big feeder. When I lost my weight, or when the weight started coming off, I started realising, hey, I'm still wanting to feed something here, and I start getting really pissed off with the band, I'm cross with the band. And I couldn't do it, and I started to feel sick, and then so I was contradicting myself. I was enjoying and celebrating the fact that I could fit in slimmer clothes, but I still had this crazy head where I was sabotaging myself.
Why?
Well, then I realised that I didn't know. Obviously other people around me knew that I had an eating disorder, but I thought everybody else had an eating disorder except for me. In fact, I only thought that skinny people had eating disorders. And I say, well, at least I'm not anorexic, at least I'll never get wrinkles, at least I've got a nice face and a big fat plump face. But really, I was desperate to be skinny, and I wanted wrinkles, and I wanted to just be normal and be a slim person.
And you say that you had the gastric band operation, but it didn't solve that problem. It helped, but it didn't solve it. And do you find that very much from patients coming to you now, people who've had surgery? It's not enough. What else is wrong?
That's right. And there are more relationship problems once they've lost the weight. People are looking at their lives, having a slightly midlife crisis coming up that only men had before. Now we're all having. Or whether really people are now screwed up because they're shedding their weight, but it's bringing to the forefront other garbage.
So really, is it time to tell people, if they are interested in bariatric surgery, that you will find that it may help, but it may not be the whole answer, and you may need long-term, hands-on counselling, buddying, help?
Buddying, definitely buddying. Because if you talk about counselling to people that haven't got the money to afford a counsellor or haven't got good doctors, then they're going to think that you're mad, and they won't. That's going to make them sabotage themselves all the more. But buddying is something that everybody wants from all walks of life. We all want. You and I have talked about how we've got this in common.
It helps to talk.
It helps to talk.
So there you are, we all need buddies, but we need special friends, special buddies who know what it's like to travel this long road, who know what it's like that losing weight isn't easy and that it can sometimes be a long and even a lifelong struggle. That's what this website is all about. Fat happens. In actual fact, I've had a lot of letters from people who say, do you know, Anne, fat doesn't just happen. There is a reason that a lot of people are fat, and maybe they need to understand that reason. So you'll probably find me talking more and more over the coming weeks about the strength of body power rather than just about fat happening. That may be what in the end we call fat happens, body power, and that's something that you and I know lots about. So stick together and let's lose weight by making buddies, making friends here.